Hello, and welcome to the Generals Tournament in Steel Division 2. Today with us we have Colonel Koenig with 2nd Blindée here versus 3rd Fallschirmjäger Maverick, played by Willard on Haroshaye. So, this is the last game of the Generals Tournament. This is Game 12. Game 13 was not played due to various scheduling or conflict errors. And Colonel Koenig here, one of the generals, playing his favorite division, 2nd Blindée, which is a very good division in the meta currently, 3rd Fallschirmjäger. But I will say this is almost like an anti-infantry meta division, and the counter to 3rd Fallschirmjäger is actually playing an armored division like 2nd Blindée, which relies a lot on armored support, right? Another good pick, for example, would be 3rd Armored, which with its 50 cal half track, because while like Fallschirmjäger, they do have quite a lot of AT and Raider traits, and they've got like the little Pagana guns and stuff like that. The fact is, you just don't want to be engaging Fallschirmjäger unless you also have units that can deal with them, right? What just sniped that transport there? I guess there's the M8 here. That's fine, but what if that does get in? The Supers are there with it, together with their M5A1 half track. And now the Fusiliers Marines are even rushing forward together with these ones. And wait a minute, do these? Geez, these Fusiliers Marines, they do have bazookas and our 4-man bazooka squads. So that's pretty good, actually. However, not a ton of support here for Colonel Koenig down in the south. So these Fallschirmjäger will be able to do quite a lot of damage here. The problem is that the FG-42 Fallschirmjäger are now going to run into Supers. And now, if you actually just like take them and fast move them onto the Supers, they do pretty good. But the Supers are just going to be able to throw a grenade like this if they stop to engage, actually take even more damage than the Fallschirmjäger, and they just get blown up. And just like that, a 25-point unit deletes a 35-point Fallschirmjäger squad. Right? If you had them like both over here, you could have, together with the Fallschirmpanzerabwehr and the AV-41 as support, to kill these half tracks. Done a very good job at that. But nope. And now instead, there's just a whole bunch of half tracks. These are the ones that only with the 30 cals for the most part. There's the one here. But looking fairly low down in the town here, as it is on 1311 from this captured flag, and this one being temporarily traded for one of these. So losing the Fallschirmjäger over there, pretty big. The Getty gun is also, like, if you're gonna be bringing it forward, you might as well position it somewhere where you can help your forces, right? Like, sure, it's a fallback line, but it's not doing any good over there for now. Now, off map, this is a little dinky off map plane, and really only useful in phase A. But you know, it does pin down units, which can be used to kind of just absolutely throw a hole down into the enemy position, especially when you're dealing with like Fallschirmjäger and stuff like that. The best way to deal with them, pin them down, and just go surrender them. So I'm not surprised to see this coming in. It's a little targeted a little far back, I think. But the BF-109 coming in and chase that down. That might actually get away in time. These things, these small, blinky little biplanes, they do fall back really quickly for what they are. So, yeah. BF-109 not called in time for that, but this one is going to get taken out most likely. Looks like one of the SPWs went down. Maybe not, but yeah. Look how much suppression that BF-109 just took just from flying over the 50 cals here. Well, I guess there's not even that many 50 cals. You just got the couple tank ones here. Bam, back out a gun, now being taken out by this 50 cal. And he's got a great position in here, where normally the Sturmjägers would be able to excel. There's no real dislodging this without like a radio mortar, which 3rd Fallschirmjäger does get access to, right? So it is possible. And now these two units are going to be forced back, and he's kind of got just like a critical mass of units that he can start pushing forward. This after it goes, it's just going to get taken out. Oh no, these things don't have AT. Oh man, right. They got the AT. I got the no AT because they changed it to the freaking sniper versions. Ay. Yeah, now that the AT is coming out, just an absolute collapse there. SPW does manage to get on target onto the M5A1s, but
chars start getting in, it will go down, which will lead to be able to rush something to kill that. Fallschirmjäger coming in, have to come all the way back here. Like, there's no get back into this town here if you kind of lose this position. It's just a huge fight, especially since these are the only points of cover that you really have between that. And the enemy now can even, like, potentially push down here to start cutting off that reinforcement road. Push down south is going fairly well, though. The Fallschirmjäger FG42 here. They managed to sneak across the outside, kind of, and probably kill the Seppurs from over here. But now, the off-map plane coming in again, having failed to be taken out earlier. And he still got the half-truck alive. So he might be able to just rush these in and actually surrender the Fallschirmjäger and maybe even the FG42 unit. Now, once again, like, yikes. Fallschirmjäger in the woods is not a great plan, I think. And so, yeah, you just want to be trying to keep them out of woods as much as possible, in my opinion. Stroke 3, though, getting good shots on target. M20 goes down. This Fallschirmjäger is once again going to be put over here, but there's like a half truck over here now. Like, it's rough, I think. Really, you needed one of those recon Fallschirmpanzer outfit, which he's brought in with vet. They might come in with one vet, but I'm pretty sure you only get 2 of them if they have one vet, which is pretty bad. You definitely want to get as many of them as possible just because they are that important. And if you have them like over here together with the Fallschirmjäger, they should be able to clear out all this like light armor and stuff, because the light armor just wouldn't be able to deal with it. Which at that point you can start using your radio mortars to pin down units and stuff like that, but it requires an investment into a radio mortar and a little bit more awareness here. As another Panzer strike goes down. Good on Willard to like identify that he does need to bring in that many Panzer strikes and stuff, but yeah. The ideal range here for the Fallschirmjäger, though, it is a green cover to green cover engagement versus 2 units with semi-autos, but no MGs. Well, I guess I got the two MGs there, but not taking like a ton of damage. Yeah. So a little bit unfortunate for Willard there. I think Fallschirmjägers are one of the more nasty decks to play, simply because it requires a lot of skill of the game in keeping your units alive and stuff like that, and you can't be running them into forests, and just like generally lacking CQC is a big problem, and how to deal with armor, it takes a lot of skill, I think. Finally, the BF-109 is going to get killed at 105, but now it's used all its off-map charges, so Colonel Koenig's probably not too broken up against that loss. 2-star Bopers haven't been moved in and stuff. Fallschirmjäger do manage to get back into here and taking the southern road to avoid this this other one. Teammates do see them coming in, though. Surprised to see no recon in this church. That would be one of my priorities, really. And the SPW is doing good work taking out some of these half-tracks. But he's only got 6 of those. I guess you could bring in the L6s later, but that's, you know, decreasing the amount of Stugs you have. And now the off-map comes in again. This Stug should be able to deal with basically everything here, unless the M8s get like cheeky snipe shots, but with the amount of armor here, it might actually get really hard to, just because like you have to make sure that the Stug engages frontal armor on all of these, and most of these units, especially with the roads here, you can just quickly re-engage and remove units all over the place. Gatling gun coming in. Yeah, the problem with these Gatling guns, I think we saw one over here earlier, is they don't particularly have the ability to kill units quickly, and so they require like 2-3 shots to do it, right? And if this Gatling gun was further forward, he would have already been able to start firing at them, but like with the 50 cal on target, the fact that you require like 3 shots from the Gatling gun to take out basically anything is really tough. Fallschirmjäger, though, dual MG42 does catch a couple units out here, and now these Fallschirmjägers with their snipers are still really good for the most part. But ooh, AB41 actually gets the lucky kill on the M5A1 there, and the flamethrowers here were managed to they smoked off. I saw it earlier. They smoked off here while I was talking about something else, and they just pushed into the Fallschirmjäger, right? So you got to be like aware of that kind of stuff too when you move out the side of the smoke. when you want to take it. And yeah, Fallschirmjäger now coming in. I'm wondering if Willard is out of infantry for phase A. As he now has to redirect these two, feeling secure in his position here, maybe. Especially calling in these double vet. Yeah, he must have been running low on artillery. Once again, Fallschirmjäger up. Bad roads being taken over here. Is a pretty good unit. You maybe want to. I mean, you got this one already, which has taken a lot of damage, so, and not even used any of its panzer strikes. So for like a 35-point unit, I think this was really good back in the old days. But now that 35 points is a little expensive for a panzer strike squad. I suppose they have like the Nisei rifles, which are comparable, but the Nisei rifles even get like 2 machine guns, right? I guess it got a recon, so the price kind of makes sense. But yeah. So yeah, a bit of leadership coming in will increase the veterancy on some of these units. The M10 firing at that Shug though, that's been forced to fall back. I wonder if like a bomber came in for that or something. And it does go down. Pack 40 being bought for that. But now dual Fallschirm Pioneers. The Fallschirm Pioneers are more expensive than the Supers, and they don't fare up well against the Pioneers, which are also really good units here. Running mostly 6-men. Flamethrower squad. They're basically just like a Stone Pioneer squad, alright, with carbines and the double Thompsons, which gives them about this comparable firepower to a Stone Pioneer squad, in my opinion. But yeah, just nice to have in a division that focuses a lot on armor and stuff, where normally you don't get a lot of flamethrowers in the American style divisions. Second Blindée does get that. And now the Obusure here with the radio provided by the M3A3 has got to start plinking away at targets together with even a command battery. This can be really dangerous, especially when you call them in this close, just because they do fire relatively quickly, right? It is 6 rounds per minute rate of fire, and they are relatively accurate. Like a shot from 105 does actually do a lot of damage, and so we see it even getting on the. I suppose it just keeps missing the building, so I can't examine it really. But you know, oh come on, you gotta hit eventually. Link, and it's just completely misleading. It's okay. Well, I guess they're not that good. Shows what I know. Fallschirmjäger coming forward. The Supers, if microed correctly, they should be able to win this. But if actually they get into this building, this next building here might actually be too close for it. Oh, but there's like F242s and everything. It's just gonna like pin the Supers down. Not before the flamethrower dies though. And now the Shug's gonna have to somehow move forward to deal with this if I do want. Didn't even like manage to kill those Pioneers, and the Pioneers like might even be able to kill the Fallschirm Pioneer, right? Just so that's how bad that matchup is for him. And he has sensed the weakness here. The Fallschirmjäger with the ZF is running forward backwards, not close enough for the Sturmjäger to do anything about that. This Panzerschreck was also out of position for that entire time. The Flak 41 moving in here. Very interesting. Oh no, please no. Please, notice, unload, it's forced to load now by the thingamajigger. Oh jeez. This engagement is just rough. No, and the Panzerschreck was moving, it's got a forced move order, so it's not even gonna be able to. Oh man, to save the day there, it only gets 1 kill on a half track. Double Stuck's coming in. Desperately trying to salvage an operation here, but it is a 15-9 for Colonel Koenig. The Pioneers once again pacing up versus units that are a lot more expensive. This M8's now gonna run back there. They might just die to the Stuck, but yeah, the Recon has done a really good job at enabling Colonel Koenig to take advantage in situations like this. And now one Fallschirm Pioneer's gone down. It's 2 to 1. This other one's not getting involved. And just the flamethrowers do so much suppression that they just kind of surrender right away. Right. This M8 falling back. If it gets into like this position, it's going to be able to cut off the reinforcement road for a while. Pretty rough. Gypsy Bofer's getting just looked at by those FG-42s that absolutely tear it apart. But There hasn't been a lot of air power from Duke Willard, or Willard here, a lot this game anyway. Well, got a gun. Didn't manage to kill that, but now P-38's coming in. There's been no AA from Willard either. Oh, takes out the FG-42. Radio mortars, first use we've seen of them. I wonder what they're shooting at. But currently nothing is the answer. As the Fallschirmjäger once again gotta be going up against flamers, dual flamers, doesn't have the DPS to do anything, and immediately gonna get taken out. Yeah, you really need to be keeping them in the yellow cover. Like, I've been having to invest 3 more in it, and even those 3, if they go one-on-one, are still not going to be able to deal with it, right? Like, if you have multiple TNT units versus flamers, you need more TNT units than you need flamers, because at least one TNT unit needs to get its TNT off to actually, like, be effective slightly. Now, triple Fallschirmjäger coming forward. Like, once again, this area was also cleaned out, probably by the half-track and then the Pioneers to kill the ZF-1 and the Fallschirmjäger. And relying on these Fallschirmjägers is really bad. The Obisu, though, that's not going to be at any risk to the radio mortar. The radio mortar is also not being moved. So it just immediately goes down. Yeah, another Bofors coming in. This time a towed one. The nice thing about the self-propelled Bofors is they did get buffed a while back, as Blindée was apparently suffering for some reason. So you get free veterancy on it. This is now phase B Bofors at 2-star. So yeah. And now, let's see the wave of Pioneers die again. Oh, finally does enough damage to kill the Lancia Flamme there. Oh, please don't get like double TT on this. This one's running away already. But didn't take enough suppression. Didn't take a lot of damage either. The Raider does manage them to move faster. So the one thing that's nice about the Fallschirmjäger is if you do have them at vet, you can actually kind of dodge TNT with them if you see them like close enough. And of course the FT-42s, like for an only 5-point increase, getting 2 FT-42s makes it so that you've got like a squad that still performs like a Panzergren almost in 600-meter engagements, while of course not doing it. But the air support coming in big time from Colonel Koenig here, using that B-phase income to invest in a lot of stuff. Fallschirmjäger is all pinned down. This Pioneer should be able to take advantage of that and just do that. Another Gallic gun coming in. The Fallschirmjäger with the CFL Warrior. Gotta be facing up against the Nueve. And the Nueve actually has the better loadout. Like, no, but with the fucking half-track involved? Yeah, it just goes down. That's rough. Pioneer surrender that. It is 13-11, so he is kind of slightly falling back to these towns. And now, theoretically, these 3 Fallschirmjäger should be able to deal with the Flamer. And maybe finally push out this position, which would give them the 12-12 back, which might enable them to come back into Phase C. But I think Colonel Koenig has done a better job of trading so far. Stück 3 here. Gonna go up against the Spies. And get some nasty shot there on that. At close ranges, the 90mm is enough to kill the Stug. So, unlike how we saw in the last game with the Stug 4s, the Stug 3s are not quite as potent. And really, this position down here is now almost completely controlled by Colonel Koenig. He's got local superiority after those bombing runs have just slowly been decimating these forces, right? And so a lot of expensive units came to die here, and we're about to be in a time where I'm not sure Willard will have the income to replace these lost units, because while Fallschirmjäger are great, being only able to call in 2 of them, where one's calling in like 3-4 squads at a time, is quite nasty. And now, he has done something smart here. The 380mm off map is absolutely nasty. And if you can use this like in the later phases of the game where you know your enemy's built up quite a lot of units, it can be very good. But like, there's not actually a ton from Colonel Koenig. A lot of Colonel Koenig's income has gone not only to keeping the situation down south stable, but also to support weapons, because his units on the ground haven't actually been dying all that much. And so what you get is like a lot of bombers and a lot of stuff, and the off-map, like, you're not even going to be able to push with that. And the 380 off-map is kind of notorious for it'll pin down everything in the circle because it's just like absolutely massive barrages. But you only get like 5 shots, and if you don't land like directly on a tank, it is actually less likely to kill it than like this 155 is, which didn't manage to kill the Stug either. The Stug's still looking fairly healthy there, but it's not being shot at by the Obusur. I guess not. Obusur's finding something else. Yeah, and that off-map. 4 shots. 5 shots. It did pin down a lot of things, but the M10's still alive. Did manage to kill that half-track, but the Sapur survived it because it's a half-track, right? That's something that happens. Now the M4 here is cutting off this reinforcement road. Oop, just managed to snipe that unit, but the P-38 got to take out that Stug. The chip damage was enough to kill that. And yeah, just not enough money to bring in, like, those kind of units. And like, yeah, bringing in the ZF to rush forward like this, sure, you want to take advantage of the off-map, right? But you need AT, and these don't have AT, which is, like, the unit is just a super misgiving. So you want to prefer to do that, especially in this town. Is perfect area for the Fallschirmjägers with MT-42s. Almost in this map, I don't think I would take a single card of the ZF Fallschirmjäger. The snipers are a little bit overrated, in my opinion. And now the M3 just got 40 points worth of units in transports killed. Alright. It's still 12-12. He has managed to take back this flag with the ZF. And like, okay, so the Fallschirmjäger ZF, they might be able to be really used effectively on the flank. So maybe you take one card of them. You put them in like these buildings and stuff like that, and you all of a sudden start being able to force a lot of firepower onto these flanks like this, because they do have that 1K like ability, but they third Fallschirmjäger kind of lacks the long range firepower to back up the Fallschirmjägers with their scoped units, right? Like Stugs just aren't doing the job, especially not versus M10s and stuff like that. And even against these M4 A3s with 76mm, unlike in the other match where you can't really engage Stug 4s at long range, Stug 3s, they don't have that misgiving, and the 130mm penetration is fine to duel with them at long range. So the armor matchup in favor of Blindée here, I would say. And while the infantry are great, a lot of those half-tracks were doing a lot of damage earlier. Double sword Bofors there, 2 of them. Do manage to kill that plane. He didn't manage to reinforce this area. Now he does still have these like triple star Fallschirmjägers running around, but there's actually no armor. And now 2 Shermans have been invested in, so, and if used properly, they can clear this out. There's no more bazookas down here either, and I'm not sure there's any bazookas left in the deck. We've seen like at least 2 Fallschirmpanzerschrecks up here and in the middle, and then we've seen all 3 recon ones with 2 we invested down there and 1 in the town. Man, second Blindée and it's off map. Oop, and sniped another Stug. Ouch. Not the best placement from these off maps from Colonel Koenig, but they are doing their damage. And now once again the DBs are reloaded, having invested in those earlier. Kind of missed our mark, just killing the single leader there. But now it's just the infantry left, and while the ones with the FT-42s have Panzerfaust, you kind of just move a unit that they can shoot at forward, maybe this like Nueve, and then with all the M4A2s positioned, as soon as the Fallschirmjäger start firing, they're just gonna get absolutely deleted. Well, it did pin down the Fallschirmpioneer in the end, despite it not being in the circle, so I guess shows what I know. You know, the armor has firmly gone over into Colonel Koenig's side here, as the M10 struggles to get on target. Managed to get a driver killed though, so that's not going anywhere. And doesn't even manage to finish off the M10 because the M4 A376 manages to save the day there. Yeah, and just like I said here, the Nueve revealed the Fallschirmjäger, and now that they've lost their stealth, they've just got a ton of machine guns firing on them. The Gal here, the Sherman on that one. Volunteers coming forward. Together with the spurs, be able to push down this tree line, reveal them again. And now that all these units are pinned down, like the FG42 Fallschirmjäger here is preventing them from being completely pinned down, but I think it's even spotted. As this M5 half-track is still getting fire on it. And once these go down, those two flags will fall. Potentially even this flag back here. Like, maybe the Gallic will be enough to cover it, but like a single Stug is not going to be able to win against 3 Shermans. No way, no how. You would have to get so incredibly unlucky for that to work. Funnily enough, though, Willard has found the weakness here and is managing to abuse it with the SPWs. This is kind of a thing that you used to see a lot with 3rd Fallschirmjäger, is you just like are in a desperate position, and so random SPW spam go. Pick the weakest flank you can and throw stuff at it. Now, Sturmjäger and Fallschirmjäger versus all these dedicated CQC infantry. The Sturmjäger do have the DPS, so they do kill the flamers. But now the Fallschirmjäger is without its backup. And so 13-11, can Willard bring it back to a 12-12? He's not that far from it. This Fallschirmjäger just needs to get back into the building here. Or, well, into the wreck of the building, I guess. In the back garden, I would have said. But that's the GG. Willard doesn't see a way back forward to this. And looking at the kills to losses ratio, I think I agree with him. Koenig definitely outtraded him there. And just used the extra income that provided to buy support units that enabled him to effectively deal with the excellent infantry of 3rd Fallschirmjäger. So, well played to Colonel Koenig, and commiserations to Willard there in this final battle between the 12 players on each side playing Axis versus Allies in this little tournament. Wait. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so Allies won the war, 9-3. Congratulations to the Allies. And, well, I guess we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. And goodbye.